Family, this is Holy Fire Catholic Newsletter. The following is an audio version of written articles on holyfirecatholic.com. Holy Fire hopes to evangelize the people of God in the world, spreading the fire of Jesus Christ to bring all closer to God. The topics are sometimes challenging, but you'll find that the closer you are to God, the more satisfied you are. God, the creator of the universe, is calling all of us, you and me included. Friends, my message today for all of us, you and me included, is that God is calling us to have a life with Him. I'd like to give a little background about this and share what concretely He is asking for us to do. God created the entire universe and each of us. We've all likely heard the names Adam and Eve. They were the first human beings. God in the beginning also created a sort of heaven, where all creation lived and was in communion with Him, and all were immortal. But Adam and Eve willingly broke this communion with God, and so lost this life. Christians believe this is when death entered the world because of their willed acts against God, their sins. Unfortunately, all humanity as descendants of Adam and Eve inherits this sin and its consequences. Communion with God is fleeting, and we tend toward acts against God, which include our acts against our neighbor, other human beings. So goodness among humans, too, is, and as we well know, can be fleeting. But this isn't the end of the story. God is a compassionate God who has always sought to redeem this death among humans. Death in any shape or form certainly cannot be a good thing. This desire to redeem reaches its summit in Jesus Christ, who walked the earth in the first century, living 33 years among us. Jesus Christ, who was God Himself, set in motion God's plan for redemption through His acts and plan for the future. He sacrificed Himself for all sins so that man and God can be reconciled. Sin is like a debt that must be paid to restore an account, and He willingly paid all debts through this sacrifice so that all accounts are reset. But besides atoning for sins, He created a church so that all of humanity would be gathered, and this divine life He wants to give us could be dispensed to us in different ways. But I must share that Jesus Christ, God, visiting humanity is no small event. God, who created the entire universe, and His glory have no equal. In our holy text, the Bible, prophets from before Jesus' time had been talking about the great works and wonders Jesus would accomplish. Isaiah says, "Then the eyes of the blind shall see, and the ears of the deaf be opened. Then the lame shall leap like a stag, and the mute tongue sing for joy." Isaiah continues that Jesus was sent to bring good news to the afflicted, to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, to announce a year of favor from the Lord, to comfort all who mourn, to give them oil of gladness instead of mourning. God's plan in this work of redemption includes the working of wonders and miracles, including many physical healings, but His main work would be spiritual healing, achieved through baptism. Baptism removes this inheritance of death we have of Adam and Eve. When we are baptized, we are cleansed of this sin, and God's Spirit comes to dwell inside of us, so we are in communion with Him once more. He also works in us a movement toward a wholeness like that which Adam and Eve experienced before breaking communion with God, before experiencing death and leaving this fate to all future humanity. So God has chosen to redeem us, but claiming this redemption requires action on our part. Though God obviously has His preference, we are free to receive this life that He wants to give us or not. One of the ways we receive this life includes first and foremost baptism. So what do we do with all this information? We act. This church that God uses to give this divine life to us is the Catholic Church. It is a blessing, and as per God's plan, that the church is everywhere. Just in my home of Miami alone, which is part of a church area that includes 2 large urban counties, there are about 100 Catholic churches. The Bible tells us that before Jesus left the earth, He told His chosen leaders to go out into all the world and, in essence, invite all to come to God. Go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of God, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. It is important to note to whom He told this, His chosen leaders. The Catholic Church maintains a succession of leadership all the way back to these original leaders. To continue about the Catholic Church, each individual church or parish is equipped to welcome us into this divine life. For adults who have never been a part of the Catholic Church, the Church asks for about 9 months of initiation time of once-a-week sessions so that we can learn the fundamentals of God, this divine life, and the Church, more than I'm covering here. And the initiation period actually ends with baptism and other sacraments, or the actual ways God dispenses His divine life, done by official and approved ministers of the Catholic Church. Most initiation periods run from around the fall until about May. Today we are called to concretely take this step. If we believe this I say about this God that created the universe and all of us, we are called to receive this life through this initiation program called RCIA or OCIA, meaning Rite of Christian Initiation for Adults and Order of Christian Initiation for Adults, respectively. I invite you to inquire at your local Catholic Church about their RCIA, OCIA programs and the schedules. Children have a longer formation period and actually have phased initiation over 3 phases. Adults over 18 don't have a phased initiation, but are initiated after the 9-month period. But your local church too can give you more information. If you have any questions, feel free to send us a message, or below at the end of the article to my email or phone number. Text is best to set something up. Or if you need help finding a Catholic church near you, feel free to submit your name, email, and zip code, and I can help. One last point is that this reconciliation that I speak of isn't only for those who have never heard this message. It's also for those who have already been initiated into the Catholic Church. God calls us to live this life with Him deeply and richly. If we've stopped or gone away for a time, God is inviting us back to meet Him once more and to be reconciled through the sacrament of reconciliation. As the Church shared in the Gospel recently during the 4th Sunday of Lent, when we go away from God's house, God eagerly searches for and awaits our return so that we might continue to have abundant life with Him. When we return, not only are we accepted back, but God's joy overflows. He clothes and adorns us once more with our divine dignity, and there is a feast in God's house. My bishop recommended this examination of conscience, but if you have any questions on how to use it or how to make a confession, please use this guide, or feel free to reach out as well via email or phone, but you can also message us. Dear friends, I'm so grateful for your time and attention. May God bless us. Juan B. Thanks so much for listening. We are proud to also reach you in audio format. If at any time you feel inclined to help our work at Holy Fire Catholic Newsletter grow, please visit holyfirecatholic.com/grow. Even a few dollars help. May God bless us.